With all of the challenges that are going on in our world, it can be so easy to overlook the good stuff. And I'm not talking about tragic optimism. I'm talking about taking the time and attention to effectively and authentically recognize the good stuff in a meaningful way. We hear from so many of the teams that we engage with that they hardly get any feedback, and when they do, they only hear about the bad stuff. And so many workplaces have become rich with frustration and blame to the point that negativity starts to grow. One of the ways that we can remedy this and start to help people feel valued and seen is using a really effective feedback formula from my friends at Barry Wehmiller called the F.B.I feedback formula: feeling, behavior, and impact. So often, if we do recognize people, it's really at the cognitive level. What did they do? The behavior, which is fine, but we forget that we are emotional beings. And so when we bring feelings into it, it creates a more human message. And most of us don't know the impact that we've had on something or a situation unless somebody tells us. So how did you feel about what the person did? Behavior, specifically what did they do? And what's the impact it had on you, on your team, on the customer? The list goes on and on. Let me give you an example. So let's say I just said to you something like, hey, thanks for helping me out with that project. I really appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of generic, easily forgotten. But if I said something, hey, I really want to thank you for your help on that project and taking the extra steps to complete XYZ. And I felt so relieved and encouraged knowing it was in good hands. And the result is I didn't have to worry last night. I was able to give my family the gift of my full presence. We had a fabulous evening. I had a great night's sleep, and my bucket is filled and I'm ready to go today. So thank you. Which one are you going to remember more? And this F.B.I feedback formula can be used for growth feedback as well as recognition, but that's a different video. So my invitation and challenge for you is to each day this next week, find authentic reasons to recognize someone and use the F.B.I feedback formula, whether you handwrite a note, which is great in a lost format, email, text, or verbally. Let them know that they matter and the impact that they make in a meaningful way. And what you'll find is not only will you create goodwill around you and help people feel valued as a human being, but you will also start to look for the good stuff. And you can do this at work or outside of work. So I would love to hear what's opening up for you as you put this into practice. And remember, no matter how hard things get, never ever let anyone dull your sparkle.